In this segment I'm going to show you how to put back the passenger side instrument panel. You'll notice here that I have the lower glove box sections removed as well. That's something you have to do to be able to get the airbag panel out. So even to do the uppers you have to take off the lower. So I've already taken an opportunity since I've had them off to clean up the panels really thoroughly. I've used some Meguiar's Gold Class Rich Leather Cleaner and Conditioner, and then a nice clean microfiber towel, and really worked into all the nooks and crannies and given the leather a really serious clean. It's a great time to do it while you can have it out, on the bench. You need a few tools to do this. Really nothing much more than a stubby Phillips screwdriver, a regular Phillips screwdriver, and then to deal with the 8mm bolts for the this retraining bracket, you need an 8mm box end wrench, and then maybe an 8mm socket on a nut driver to run them down first, and maybe a ratchet or something like that to give them a solid snug at the end. Although there is no published torque spec, I'm just going to use a wrench and make sure they're tight. Alright, so let's go check out the car. So getting ready to install the passenger side dash panels. Beautiful view of the airbag ready to blow up in our faces. So prior to putting the panels in, I've given the understructure a wipe down with a damp microfiber just to get rid of any dust. I've taken the time to tighten every screw I can see, just to try and eliminate any chance of rattles that might be going on. And then I also took my leather cleaner and I cleaned the edges, which you can't normally get into very well with the panels here. So I wanted to make sure there wasn't like a little line of dirt between where I've been able to clean in the past and not. So I gave this a good leather cleaning while I had a chance. Alright, the first panel to go in is the one that goes right up by the windshield. Just a reminder, it's held on by 1, 2, 3, 4 clips and 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. There's a little bit of extra felt here that's been added to try and stop some squeaks between the panels. So I'm just going to get it loosely up into place to start with. Get them all sort of linked up. Now the tricky bit is there's this little lip here, so I think I need to kind of get that underneath the A-pillar. And then 1, 2, 3, voila. So next I'm going to start each of the 4 screws just loosely at first, so I can get everything lined up. And here's where having the stubby screwdriver is helpful, because a long handle one would you'd be banging into the windshield. And then once you have your last screw started, you can snug it down. And you're tightening plastic, so you don't want to Hercules tighten these and snap them. So just nice and snug. Alright, and there we go. So next up is the right vent panel. Before you put it in, you should check that your foam that goes around that's going to sit into this seal here is stuck on well. Just a reminder, there's 2 snaps on this side and 2 screws. That's different than the driver's side that you can see in another video. So the key here is that the snaps go in horizontally, not vertically. So you just sort of get it loosely into place, and then we're going to shove it forward towards the dash once it's lined up. And that's it. That one goes in easy. Then we have 2 screws. These a good snug. Alright, up next is the airbag panel. So putting the airbag cover into place is fairly straightforward from the top. Just a reminder, we have 3 clips at the back edge, 2 Velcro parts at the front, but we have this big plate we have to get into a slot in here, because when your airbag blows up in an accident, the back part is held in place with this plate. The front part breaks along here and flips up and this Velcro releases, and then the bag hits in the face. So anyway, so we're going to carefully get this, maybe see from the side, down into the slot to begin with. And then next I'm just lining up the top, the back edge. There's 3 of them there. I'm going to give them a push together. And then it's just Velcro at the front. There we go. So next up with the airbag panel is we need to come underneath and we need to install this bracket that's going to keep it safe. And you have to get up. Glove box is obviously removed. See my other video. And sorry for the camera work, but this thing basically you slide it in up here. And of course, from taking it apart, you'll remember this. And then you have to get the bolts in. So my camera operator is going to do her best to hold it in place. I'm going to try and get the center one started first. And I have an 8mm socket on a nut driver that I'm going to use just to kind of, as I fiddle with things loosely, to get things lined up. There we go. Got the center one started. And that'll hold things up. Now I can try and get the right hand one started. There we go, it started. And finally the left hand one, which you probably won't be able to see because there's not enough room for me to leave clearance for the camera. I'm just running these up as snug as I can by hand with the nut driver first. Essentially this bracket and plate that goes up to the airbag, it holds the back half of it down when the airbag blows up and deploys, so that it breaks in the middle and the bag goes towards you. Alright, now I'm using the 8mm wrench and I'm going to make these snug. Okay. 2 and 3, and a great view of where you change your cabin air filters. Alright, so that's the it. What's left is to finish reinstalling the glove box surround, but I covered that in another video. So if you click on the link that'll be up here in the right hand corner here on YouTube, you'll be able to see that video to see how to finish up. So once you're done, there you go, your passenger side instrument panel's all reinstalled. Hope that helps.